Thank you for keeping it here with us. That very good message from the Bishop, one that underscores the significance of restraint in politics ahead of the 2026 general election. Now, we shall stay in northern Uganda and look at the Nebi sub-region in West Nile that continues to struggle with unclean water, leading to sanitation concerns and related diseases. The area often faces water shortages to the point where some residents share water sources with animals. However, partners are working alongside the government to address this issue. Now, let's join our own Ivan Walunyolo, who is in Nebi. Ivan, a very good morning, and what is the state of affairs on the ground?
Well, thank you so much. I am coming to you from West Nile, over 400 kilometers from Uganda's capital, Kampala, and away, of course, from what we've known, the downpour that is exhibited in most of the parts across the country is still the same here. But we know that this is one of the areas that are synonymous with the drought, and especially from December, January, February, this is one of the areas that you find poor water systems. And just like we came driving to this place, you'd visibly tell when people are sharing some of the water ponds with the cows, and not healthy for somebody to use. But as I speak now, there are efforts by organizations that are supporting government to ensure that this place receives clean water. And as we speak now, this is one of the projects that have been installed to support the community here. And I am told that up to 11,000 liters can be pumped from this place to 12 villages around here. And the minister has just commissioned this project here. But we want to understand, first of all, how is the community perceiving this, the importance and relevance of this community, this water project to the communities. But entirely, West Nile, Nebi district still requires a lot of water supplies. This is just, I can say, let's drop in the ocean, but there is capacity, or there is need or improvements that are going to be done to see that the supply extends beyond the 12 villages that I earlier mentioned. I just want to speak to the project coordinator, who is just going to break down for us what this whole project entails and why did you choose this specific Kachwin sub-county to install this project. Thank you for joining me on NTV.
Thank you. This is Kachwin sub-county in Nebi district. It is water stressed. So water stressed that in a nearby health center, mothers were required to come with their own water when they are coming to give birth. So there is a serious dire need here, and that's what drew us to this place. Secondly, while we have this good production well, there are not many boreholes around. You can not find a borehole around.
When we came, we saw some of the boreholes along the roads were dry.
Absolutely. But this one has good production, and that's why we said let us motorize it and pipe the water, so that instead of serving one village of Ndima, it can serve several villages, both in Osigumvure parish and Le parish and the whole Kachwin sub-county. That's why we chose this location.
Okay, I am told you're getting over 11,000 liters per hour.
Yes.
Yes. Is that sufficient for the entire community?
Absolutely. This community is not so much densely populated, but the water is enough. We have a design that indicates that this water is enough. On top of what we are capturing per hour, we have a big reservoir that is able even to store even more. The reservoir ensures that even overnight, the water can be stored, and the following morning, they have a starting point. The reservoir has a capacity of 80,000 liters. And so currently it's serving about 3,800 people, but then it can serve more. They do not use even half of the water. They use the water, and there is still more than half left. So even the other people can benefit.
Okay, let me just understand from somebody who is going to tell us exactly how is this project going to be, the sustainability. I can see SolarGen has given the panels that maybe supply the pump inside, but the sustainability of these to make sure it runs beyond today, tomorrow, next month, or next year for the community around. Let's start with your name.
Hello, Ivan. I am Tony Woodruff, and I come from Canada. And I represent the donors who have given funds for this project. Now, the people here in this village is called Ndima, and the people here are smart. They have always known that there is water right here. But they just had a single hand pump bringing the water. So it was a lot of work, and it just served just the local village. So the people at the district knew there was more water here that could be tapped. So we worked with the Africa Water Solutions, worked with the district water engineer to design the system. This system now is 50 meters deep and goes into a big aquifer. There is plenty of water, they tell us, down there. So now, because we have the solar pumps, we can pump this water to 13 different villages. So instead of just one single hand pump supplying one village, now we have an automated system supplying 13 villages, and there are 52 taps that ladies can use. So they no longer have to work the pump. It just comes out of the tap. Yeah. And people, you can see, Ivan, people here are so happy, so happy.
Okay, we see. Okay, you've now handed over this project to the community, I understand, but making it, first of all, the maintenance to see that the solars have to remain running, the security provided. Now, who is going to oversee this?
So my brothers, my Ugandan brothers here at Africa Water Solutions have done projects like this before, and they know you mobilize the community. So the community pays a small fee to get the water that they can afford. That fee remains in the community and builds a fund for maintenance. So it's the community responsibility to maintain this. And the RDC said if they do not maintain it, he will send people to make sure it is fixed.
Okay, I'll leave it there, but let me just get it from the ED for Africa Water Solution now, who is going to tell us, because this community has over 50,000 people, if you quote that right, but they are targeting 3,800 to benefit from this. But I want to understand, is there a way of improvement to see that the supply goes beyond the 12 villages or 13 I heard from earlier? And thank you also for joining me on NTV.
Thank you very much. My name is Jono Cheng from AWS, and I just want to say that today we are celebrating being able to give water to more than 3,800 people in this community, an area that has been declared as a dry corridor. And our hope and plan is to extend this so that we have more than 5,000 people being able to get access to safe water on a daily basis.
Yeah, you're saying 5,000, but given the number of people, especially Nebi district entirely, is still vulnerable to this cause. I do not know if there is a way you are planning to extend this maybe to the other areas. Let me say North West Nile, because the need is dire.
Yeah, this is the fifth project we are doing in this region. The first one in Nebi district, we have done 4 in Pakwach district. And we believe that as we continue to mobilize resources with our partners out there, we want to replicate the same, because this is the only most viable system that can be able to provide water at a low cost in this corridor that has been declared a Alwi dry corridor.
And that's what I was coming to. How are you going to make sure that all these installations are kept with the security? Who are going to oversee them? Because after you handing over, the responsibility goes to the local people.
First of all, when we come to the communities like this, the first thing we do is buy in. The community has to buy the project. And as a result, that's why you see they have this land where we're standing was given by the community for free. We did the trenching for more than 12 kilometers and did not compensate anybody. And so we bring everybody on board, and this project becomes the community project. They establish systems that then help them to be able to manage these projects. And we are not worried about the security at all, because this is not the first project we are doing. I said this is the 7th project. We did the first one in 2018, and up to today everything is running perfectly well because there is community ownership.
Mr. Ochan, for time reasons, I want to thank you so much for making time to speak to us.
Thank you so much, Ivan.
Well, of course, I earlier said such installations come to support people. If I can just read from here, this was, of course, during the commission, the funders that made sure this happened should be proud of this, and also hope that all these efforts are being made. The community should really take it upon themselves to put or give security to such installations. But for time reasons, allow me get this conversation back to the studios.